Hey guys, sorry it's been so long since I've recorded one of these. I've been trying as hard as I can to try and get stuff done over on the website, and getting videos up on YouTube of the guys playing. Just doesn't seem like there's been enough time in the day or in the week to really get any of these podcasts done. But this week I wanted to talk about some guys that are performing well. I'm going to start off by talking about left-handed starting pitcher Scott Moss, who's been down in Dayton. He's currently got a 2.37 ERA for the Dragons, pitching very well. Talked with him before the season started, and I'd like to just roll some of that and, just kind of see what he had to say, and we'll get into a little bit more of that after he's done talking. You missed a lot of time in college. You had the Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, Tommy John.
And I had read that you had a second surgery, but I couldn't find much on that. Was that just like a cleanup procedure?
Yeah, that was a cleanup my sophomore year.
Okay, and is that what kind of led to missing the sophomore year?
Yeah, I missed my freshman year because of Tommy John, and my sophomore year was because of the cleanup.
Okay, I guess with that time off, you went in, to college, play, and then you basically missed 2 seasons not really being able to pitch.
Yeah.
Were there things that you picked up just watching and learning from the other guys and from the coaches that maybe you wouldn't have picked up on?
Yeah, for sure. Just in the dugout, I got to dress out every game. It's a great experience being in the Florida dugout, and you got to see those guys go to a World Series one year, win an SEC, and everything like that. You pick up little details about pitching. You could pick up details about coaches and everything like that. It's as a 18-year-old, 17-year-old. It obviously wasn't what I planned on, but it was definitely a blessing in disguise. So.
Finally got on the mound last year. Stayed relatively healthy. Pitched very well in college. Went to Billings last year. Pitched very well. What was that experience like? Just kind of getting out there and then, basically, the start of your dream to, go on up to the big leagues at some point.
Yeah, everyone has a dream of going to the big leagues and everything, and that's where you start. I pitched in college. I pitched 20 innings in college in 3 years, and going out to Billings, double that in a couple of months, and know what the arm felt good and everything like that. Got to my inning limit, shut it down, and come out this season, full season, 140 something games. That's 20 something starts, and hopefully we keep rolling with it.
Have the Reds kind of talked to you about kind of if they want to limit your innings a little bit, just here and there, or is it just going to kind of be we'll see how your arm feels situation?
I think it's we'll see how my arm feels situation. I'm sure that I'll get to 100 like everyone else does and start feeling your arm a little bit.
Yeah.
Then you have to start pitching. You can't just throw. You got to rely on everything else, and you got to rely on the workouts in between and the recovery stuff. No, that's what I've learned. I'm gonna keep doing.
So at this point in the season, Scott Moss has thrown 57 innings. Now last year, between his time in Florida and Billings, he threw just over 64 innings between the 2 stops. So within the next week and a half, he's going to surpass his innings limit that he had last season. Now, as he mentioned before the year, it seems that the Reds are just going to do kind of a how are you feeling situation for him as far as his innings go. They probably have a more detailed plan than that, but it seems that right now they're probably just going to let him kind of go out there and pitch and just check in and see how he's feeling, especially early on in the year. We're not even to the midway point yet, so I think that they'll probably either skip him a few times in the second half of the season, or it may get to the point where they just need to shut him down at the end of the year. But we'll see how that plays out. Sticking with the Dayton Dragons, one guy that I really want to talk about that's been really impressive this year is Jose Siri. Now, I wrote a little bit about him in spring training, about how he just looked like a different kind of guy this year than the guy that I saw last year. He got off to a slow start in April. He hit 309 in May. He slugged, I want to say 474. Please don't hold me to that. I'm going off memory here, but I think that was correct. He just looks very, very different than the player he was last year. It's only been a good month so far in Dayton for Jose Siri, but it might be where the tools are finally starting to catch up with the on-field skills that Jose Siri's kind of showed in the past at times, but hasn't really been able to put together full-time against the more advanced pitching. I saw him in batting practice the other day hit one completely over the awning in center field in Dayton. It's 440 feet to clear that, and I couldn't quite tell how far he cleared it by, but there's a lot of big-time power in that bat. He's very quick runner, big-time arm, lots of speed on the base paths. He's already got 19 steals, and as I'm recording this, it's June 1st, and they haven't played a game yet. So, very well-rounded set of tools for Jose Siri. Hopefully, what we saw in May is the start of him really starting to put everything together. That'd be a big thing for the Cincinnati Reds organization. Looking at the next level ahead of him, there's quite a few guys in the Daytona lineup that are playing very well right now. Pretty much they're 1 through 4 in their batting order. You've got Alfredo Rodriguez at shortstop, Shed Long playing at second. Third base is Nick Senzel, and their cleanup hitters, first baseman Gavin LaValley. All of those guys are hitting extremely well right now. You might not see them promoted until after the All-Star break, but I'd be very surprised if all 4 of those guys weren't moved up by the end of the year. I think Alfredo Rodriguez might be the guy that sticks around a little bit longer, but at the same time, he's 23 years old, and the defense is absolutely ready right now. And the bat's really starting to come around, so they may exercise a little bit more caution with him than the other 3 guys, but I would not expect to see them in Daytona for too much longer. Shed Long and Gavin LaValley have both been there pretty much for either almost a full season now or a little bit over a full season when it comes to LaValley. I'm not too sure how much more they've got to prove at that level. LaValley's got 13 home runs at this point, which puts him on pace for nearly 30 in the Florida State League, which is, that's just unheard of. So I think that those two definitely have shown that they've kind of mastered this level as far as things at the plate go. That there could be specific things that the Reds are wanting them to work on, in the field or, certain aspects of what they're doing at the plate. But it just seems that at this point, the pitching at that level isn't providing too much of a challenge for them. With Nick Senzel, he's only been there for 2 months now. He arrived, in April, and it was his first time in Daytona. But he's hitting like the guy you expect the number 2 pick in the draft to hit. He's showing a well-rounded skill set. I'm just not too sure that there's much reason to keep him there much longer either. I think that we're probably looking back at the Aroldis Chapman trade still and wondering, wow, the Reds really kind of messed that one up by waiting as long as they did to trade him and then rushing to trade him after the domestic violence incident. I still stand by my belief that that was not a baseball trade, that was a PR trade, and when you look at the return, that's kind of how I choose to look at it. At Double-A, Eric Jagielo, who was a part of the Aroldis Chapman return, for the first time since he became a Red, really is putting things together. In May, he hit .288 with a .415 on-base percentage and a .514 slugging percentage, and he walked 1 less time than he struck out. That was pretty much the guy that he was when he was with the Yankees before he came over to the Reds last year. We never have seen that guy in a Reds affiliate uniform. So it was very nice to see. When he came over, the power was the big selling tool for him. We just haven't seen it except on a very rare occasion since he's arrived in Pensacola last year. In the first week of the season, he had a 425-foot home run. And then he didn't hit another one for, I think it was 5 weeks. But hopefully this is him, getting around to putting things together. In 2015, his season was cut short. He had knee surgery, and he never really looked the same after that. I don't want to say that that is the reason that he was struggling in Pensacola, because I don't know. And he's probably not going to admit to that, even if it were. But if that was the case, perhaps he's feeling a bit more healthy at this point, and that, along with some other changes, he's starting to put things together. So hopefully we're seeing a new side to Eric Jagielo, and if he can build upon that success, that would be a very good thing for the Reds organization as well. But yeah, I think we're gonna cut it short at this point, and hopefully it's not going to be another 4 weeks before I can get another one of these done. I promise that I'm trying to get these out more frequently than I am, but sometimes just the way that things play out in the day when I've got it scheduled, there's just not time to get it done. So I do apologize for that. But if nothing else, I am getting out videos of the players performing on the field, usually at least twice a week during the season, and I feel like I've done a very good job at keeping up with that. So I'll do my best to try and get more of these kind of things out, but yeah, hopefully it's not going to be another 4 weeks before I get any of these done, because I really would like to get one done at least once a week, but sometimes the schedule just doesn't work out that way. But thanks for listening and tuning in, and if you're not subscribed and you want to keep getting updates when I publish videos of the guys playing, or even these videos, hit the red subscribe button here on YouTube, and you'll get alerted when these do go up. But yep, thanks, and I'll see you next time.